The results glared back at me from the screen, the words searing into my brain like a brand. 50% shared DNA. Sibling match. My hands shook so violently I dropped my phone. It clattered against the kitchen tiles, the sound echoing like a gunshot. No, 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 no. This had to be a mistake. Some sick, twisted error. But the test didn't lie. I'd taken it on a whim, just for fun, just to see where my ancestors came from. A stupid little curiosity. And now it had unraveled my entire life. Jake, my husband, was my brother. My stomach lurched. I barely made it to the sink before vomiting, bile burning my throat. The room spun. 25 years. We'd been together since college. Married for 3? Our parents had smiled at our wedding. They'd toasted us. They knew. How could they? How could they watch us fall in love, build a life, and never say a word? The front door clicked open. Jake's voice, warm and familiar, called out, "Babe, you home?" I couldn't breathe. Footsteps approached. He rounded the corner, grinning, holding takeout bags. His smile faltered when he saw me. Whoa, what's wrong? I opened my mouth, but nothing came out. How do you say this? How do you even begin? He dropped the bags and rushed to me, cupping my face. "Hey, talk to me. You're scaring me." I flinched at his touch. His hands, the same hands that had held me, loved me, were the hands of my brother. "I took a DNA test," I whispered. His brow furrowed. "Okay?" "It says we're siblings, Jake." My voice cracked. 50%, that's full siblings. He recoiled like I slapped him. "What? That's insane. There's no way." "It's right here." I grabbed my phone, shoving it at him. He stared at the screen, his face drained of color. This has to be wrong. "Our parents knew," I hissed, tears streaming. "They had to know." Jake sank to the floor, his breathing ragged. Oh my God. I couldn't look at him. The man I'd loved, the man I'd married, my flesh and blood. The life we'd built was a lie. And our parents let it happen. The room felt like it was closing in. I needed air, needed to run. I grabbed my keys. "Wait, where are you going?" Jake demanded, scrambling up. "To get answers," I spat. And then I was out the door, my entire world shattered behind me.
Before I tell you what happened next, please take a second to hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps us grow. Now, back to the story. The car ride to my parents' house was a blur. My hands gripped the steering wheel so tightly my knuckles turned white. The road stretched endlessly ahead, but my mind was somewhere else. Somewhere darker. I banged on their door like a storm unleashed. When my mother opened it, her face pale and startled, I shoved the DNA results at her. "Explain this." Her eyes scanned the paper, and her hand flew to her mouth. "Oh, God!" "Mom?" Jake's voice came from behind me. He'd followed me, his face ashen. My father appeared in the doorway, his expression a mix of guilt and dread. He didn't even try to deny it. "We were going to tell you," he began weakly. "When? After we had kids?" I screamed. My mother broke down first, sobbing. "We thought it was better this way. We didn't want to ruin your lives." "Ruin our lives?" Jake's voice was hollow. "You did ruin our lives." The truth spilled out in fragmented confessions. They'd had an affair. Jake was the product of it. My mother had given him up for adoption,
But when we met in college and fell in love, they'd panicked. Instead of telling us, they'd lied, covering tracks, burning documents, anything to bury the secret. I felt something inside me snap. I said, "You did this. You destroyed us." "We're so sorry," my mother pleaded. Sorry doesn't fix this. I turned and walked away, Jake trailing behind me. But the anger, the betrayal, it consumed me. I couldn't let it go. Days turned into weeks. Jake moved out. The divorce papers sat unsigned on the kitchen table. The life we'd built together crumbled like ash in the wind. And I planned my revenge. It started subtly. Anonymous tips to the IRS about my father's shady business dealings. A carefully crafted email to my mother's employer exposing her decade-long embezzlement. Then came the nuclear option. I hired a private investigator and dug up every dirt they had: affairs, bribes, falsified records. I compiled it all into a damning package and sent it to the local news, every social media platform, and their closest friends. The fallout was swift. My father was arrested. My mother lost her job. Their reputations were obliterated overnight. Money they'd stashed away for retirement, gone. My mother called me, hysterical. "How could you do this? Where are your parents?" I said coldly before hanging up. Jake tried to reach out once. He asked, "Are you okay?" I replied, "No, but neither are they." He didn't call again. The town buzzed with gossip for months. People whispered in hushed tones about the family torn apart by lies, about the daughter who destroyed their parents. But I didn't care. I moved away, changed my name, started over. But every night when I closed my eyes, I saw them, their faces filled with regret, and I smiled. They destroyed my life, so I destroyed theirs.